Hi everyone, it's Di here from Diane, and this week I'd like to show you how to make this little box. It's a matchbox style box, and when you open it, it will hold one of these Twinkies. I don't eat Twinkies. There's only a couple left. My husband and my stepbrother have eaten all the rest of them, so I thought I better pinch them and get this made before they finish them all up. But it will hold a Twinkie or anything of around about that size, which is about the, let's have a look, what sizes are these? They measure about 4.5 inches by 2 inches, or 1 7/8 inches, and they're about an inch thick. So it will, I should have done that with the box, shouldn't I? Anything that measures, yeah, 4 3/4 inches by 2 inches by 1 1/4 inches. There you go. So it will hold something really nice. So I'm using it to make that. I have another one left in the box. I think it's 1 or 2. So I'll show you what we needed for this. So we're going to be using the frosted gingerbread set, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. I'm denied about buying it for ages, but I did end up buying it. But we're only going to be using the Wishing You a Merry Christmas stamp out of that set. But it also comes with these beautiful dies here, and we've got stars and snowflakes, baubles and bells, and we're going to be using this outside part of the bell to cut out, which I've already done, one of these bells out of the paper. So, and I'll show you the paper that goes with it too. The paper is absolutely gorgeous, and the paper is called Gingerbread and Peppermint, and it has some beautiful Christmassy papers in there. Look at that beautiful paper there. I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to be back doing that. I'm going to be using this one here for the main part of the card, which is gorgeous on the other side too. But that's what we'll be using there. And I've already cut out my bell, so I've already done that bit for us. I'm also using the tailor-made tags, and I'm going to be using the 1/3 size down in the square topped ones, not the rounded top ones. So that's what we're going to be using. And I have a little bit of scrap here. Oh, come here. It's got stuck. Then I'm just going to cut out my little things here because I don't want to go chasing through the paper to find any more. So I'm just going to cut them out with my 3/4 inch circle punch. So let's pop that out of the way and let's show you what you need. And that's not a real lot even, but these would be great for, I reckon, for you know, like kids for school or something like that. So anyway, we're going to need a piece of card that measures 9 3/4 by 7 inches for the main part of the box. For the lid, you need a piece that measures 4 7/8 by 7 1/4 inches. You need 3 pieces of designer series paper, one that measures 4 5/8 by 1 7/8, and 2 that measure 4 5/8 by 1 inch. I've cut out my bell, so we've only got to do our tag, and I've cut out my tag. We've only got to stamp it, and that came out a piece of paper or card that measured 3 3/4 inches by 1 3/4 inches. So that can now go in the rubbish bin. So let's get cracking, shall we? So we'll start off with just the main part of the card first. Oh, itchy nose, excuse me. Itch. Oh dear. I haven't got my... I will be back. Sorry about that. I didn't have my stylus so that we could do the scoring. It actually wasn't with my scoreboard. Naughty me. Anyway, getting back to our project. On the long side, we're going to score this at 1 1/4 inches. Turn that over. 1 1/4 inches. 2 1/2. 7¼ inches and 8½. So then we're going to turn it on to the short side and we're going to score this at 1¼ inches and 2½. And 4½ inches and 5¾ of an inch. Oops, we came out of that little thingy. 5¾ inches. So now we have this piece of paper, or card I should say, with all these lovely score lines on it. As you can see, all these score lines. So we are actually going to cut this before we actually fold and burnish it, because it's a little bit easier to do it when it's flat. So what we're going to do first is we're going to remove these 3 squares on all 4 sides. So it is just come on. I didn't cut it right in the corner, did I? There we go. So all 4 sides, the 3 corners. Come on. I'm not doing very good at getting this right in the bit there. That's it. That one I didn't cut very straight, did I? Thank goodness that's a flap and you won't see it. At least the weather's starting to warm up now, which is nice. It's about time we've got some nice spring weather. Okay, so we've cut all our corners away. We can chuck those in the bin, and our card should now look like this. It doesn't matter, I've got a little bit of a end on there because we haven't finished yet. So now we're going to bring this around and we're just going to notch this small end here and here on both ends. Just notch them in a tiny bit. And then we're going to cut down to the next score line on this one and notch this one on either side. And down on this side at the score line, which is not at the score line, but never mind, I've got it there, there we go. And notch that one in as well. Just a tiny little bit. Come on, out of the way, that's better. So down to the score line, notch that one in, and down to the other score line on this side and notch that one in as well. Notching it in just really helps it to sit together nicely. Now that we've done that, we can do all our folding and burnishing. So let's pop that out of the way and we can fold and burnish this on all score lines. Like me, if you've got a little bit of a piece that's showing there, we can then get rid of that at the same time. Okay, so we've got our piece of card that looks like this, and now we're going to pop some glue onto these tabs here, one at a time, and just fold it in, making sure we get a lovely square edge along there. And we're going to do that on all 4 of these tabs. Making sure we get a nice square edge. This is actually quite a quick project really. For that, really, it just goes together so lovely. Then this one the same. And the last one, just pop that in on the inside a little bit. Oh, it's not very easy for you to see me doing this, but I'm just laying it down there and just popping the glue onto that one there. And then bringing that up nice and square on, so we've got beautiful square corners. Then what we're going to do is we're going to just pop these back a tiny bit, like this. And we're just going to pop a little bit of glue on these. Like so, and then fold them in so that it actually reinforces the side of the box. Just makes that box so much stronger. Pop that one in there, and the last one. And that's the main part of our box done. So we'll just get our bone folder and now push them down nice and hard on all four sides so that they're nice and crisp, like so. And that's the main part of our box. So we'll pop that on one side and we'll go on with the next section. So we need our scoreboard in again. And this time we're going to be using, let me move my piece of paper so that I can, oops, see what I'm supposed to be doing. We are going to score the lid, this here now. Let's move them out of the way. And we're going to pop this on the long side. And we're going to score this at 2 1/8, wrong end, 2 1/8, 3 3/8, 3 3/8, 5 1/2, and 6 3/4. And that's all the scoring that we're going to do on the lid. So we're going to pop this out and we're going to fold and burnish all these score lines. This time you really want to make sure that they're really nice and square, because because this is the lid and it will slide over the top. It will slide so much better if it is actually nice and square. So while this is open, what we're going to do is with our shortest flap here, we're going to pop these ones onto these bits here and here. Now if you wanted to put one on the bottom, you can. I'm not going to. So we're going to now glue these onto our sections. Oops, come on. So we have our glue section here, our thin section, and we're going to pop our little ones between those lines, like so. Believe it or not, doing it on dark colour, it doesn't actually make it very easy to see, does it? And the middle section, and the last one. As I say, if you wanted to put one on the bottom, that is fine. There's no right or wrong. I just don't think you need to, but you can if you want. So we have our three sections of our designer series paper like so. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fold this over and put glue on this tab. And we want to make sure it's got plenty of glue on there, but not enough that it's going to squeeze out. And we're going to bring this one over and lay it on top of it. This is where you want to make sure that it's nice and flush across the top and the bottom, because it does make a difference to it sitting onto the box. Okay, so that is our lid done now. So we can, oh, I didn't put that one on very straight, did I? Look at that. never mind, it just goes to prove that I'm no different than anybody else. I can do these things and they don't always go where you want them to go. So now our box will go together like this, and I can actually hide that by putting my tag on this end here. So I'm going to pop my little bell on here with some dimensions. Oops, that one stuck to my finger. And I'll actually do it this way because then I can put my other things down here. So I'll pop my bell on this side here. I'm going to stamp my tag. I have, if I can open it, my cinnamon cider ink here, and I'm going to stamp my wishing you a Merry Christmas. Sort of in the middle-ish, I guess. Leave it a bit more space at this end. And then I'm just going to glue that down flat onto the base. I'll pop my pin in my glue because I then don't need it anymore now. If I can get the pin in there, there we go. And pop this under here just so that it doesn't show the hole in the tag. And then I'm going to cut out 3 or 2 of these on my paper, and pop a couple of dimensions on the back of them. Oops. And then I can pop these onto here, onto the corner. That one went on the floor, so let's do another one. I'll find that later. Onto the corner like so. And that is our box. So let's find our Twinkie. There's 2 left. And our Twinkie will fit into this box absolutely just beautiful, like so. And that's our project for today. I've hoped you've enjoyed today's project. If you've got this paper and you wanted to cut them out as what they are on here, which is like these, there is dies in the set so that you can cut them out. But I just thought, well, I wanted to use up a bit more of that paper there, so I put those ones on there. So there's my 2 projects. Even if I didn't put my paper on very straight, I should have been watching what I was doing. Naughty girl. But that's my project for today, and I hope you've enjoyed that, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.